American scientists tested the theory in 1982. Monks were soaked in sheets of cold water. 45 minutes later, steam began rising through the cloth.
Some of the studies that I've been doing have shown that even novices using Tibetan chanting can increase their tolerance to cold pressor pain by 100% or more.
But imagine he can do this for hours and hours on days' ends. Extremely special skill.
But he learned to extra also.
Extra?
Yeah.
So he did extra hours in his classroom? Or?
Not classroom, in his room, like homework.
He's doing what they call is an absorption kind of meditation. You train your mind to switch off.
The idea of meditation is to concentrate on your mind, to observe your mind in perfect equanimity. Even though I'm sure he's aware of what's going on, at the same time he keeps his concentration on his meditation. That's why he's so strong. That's why he's so impressive.
So I truly believe he's a Buddha from the past life. And coming to this lifetime at a young age.
Well, research has confirmed, that with the meditation, you lower your heart rate, you lower your cardiac output, and you also slow down breathing. So you really lower your metabolism to a level that much less food can really sustain you. But starving for 7 to 8 months, that has not really been looked at.
Especially scientists people think that if you don't drink and eat, it's something. It's not for the Buddhists. It's nothing to surprise. Buddhists always think that you can change anything if you can control your mind.
On returning from the monastery in India, Ram spent an unhappy 5 months at home before leaving to meditate in the jungle. His meditation was disturbed many times before fences were set up to protect him. Suddenly, our filming is cut short again, as the brother catches us within the inner fence. He fears we got too close. His followers escort us from the area. It is only now that we notice the full scale of the operation that protects the boy. Dozens of disciples pace the perimeter. Others are hard at work building new fences, sweeping and moving on the throngs of devotees. There must be 40 on duty at any one time. Ram's brother has created a fortress around the boy. He lives in constant fear that someone will one day break the meditation. Despite his hostility, the brother unexpectedly offers to take us to the village where Ram once lived, allowing a camera to be left at the site to continue filming to prove Ram doesn't move.
Yeah, this is my house.
There are 9 children altogether living in the modest family home.
This is kitchen rooms.
Looking around, it appears life hasn't changed a great deal since Ram began meditating. Reports have said that donation money from the site is going into the pockets of the brother and his followers. But there is little evidence to suggest that the family are benefiting.
We do not use his money for domestic expenses but deposit it into a bank account. Obviously, once we have deducted the running costs of the site, like food and other such requirements for the volunteers and the committee.
Obviously, I feel some pain. He spent a long time in the jungle alone. It rained for 2 months at first. I feared he might die.
I asked him to join a monastery and was even going to spend 200 or 300 rupees on it. He refused, saying it was impossible for the teachers to give him that level of education he needs. He wanted God himself to be his guru.
Just 10 months ago, Granjajit Bonjan was a farmer working the land in the village like generations before him. Now he has a big responsibility, running a flourishing business looking after Nepal's biggest tourist attraction, one that's growing every day. Thousands have been flocking to see him, and in the 3 hours we've been at the house, 350 monks turned up to pay homage.
Ordinary 15-year-old boys are not wise like he is. He is special, he is a God himself. All souls have God within them, but he is a real God.
The brother seems to enjoy the power, holding court, giving press interviews and speaking to visitors. Scam or not, what Granjit Bomjan has done is pretty remarkable, turning around what was an impoverished part of the country and uniting its local people. But how long can his authority remain unchallenged? The committee seems to be growing by the day. People getting fired, people coming in. Organized chaos. They all want a slice of the pie. Ram Bomjan has been sitting under a tree in the jungle of southern Nepal. His supporters claim without food or water for 10 months. 48 hours ago, we started filming continuously, day and night. Just what should his body be going through?
By day 3, you stop producing urine. The person's blood pressure will fall because there's not enough fluid in the system to maintain the circulation.
His cheeks would really start to get hollow. Your skin is going to get rough and it would crack more easily, it would bleed more easily, especially if someone is sitting in the environment and not really protected from the elements, the rain and the sun and the cold weather.
Ram still looks exactly the same. We've not witnessed him move, eat or drink anything since our arrival. But strangely, we've seen him sweating profusely, an indication he's practicing tumo, an ancient form of meditation. Could this yogic technique explain how he is managing to survive and stay so healthy?
Through the power of his mind, he's been successful in physically lowering his whole metabolic state, so therefore his requirements are also going to drop to 200 to 300 calories in energy terms a day.
He'd have to be taking some nutrition from somewhere. Perhaps it was a tree sap. He would be getting sugars from that, and that would modify fast. That would protect some of his protein stores.
I think he's practicing types of ancient yogic exercises where you can feed on one breath or feed on the element in the air.
The bark of the peepal tree that Ram sits under can have a powerful healing effect on skin complaints, such as the physical signs of dehydration. However, its sap is poisonous, and its berries, while edible, only appear for 2 months of the year. He must be surviving on something else. So far, we've not seen anything to suggest he's being fed or allowed to leave the site. There's only one way out, and that is where we observe from. And we are not the only ones to be doing an investigation. Ram Bhakta Gurung and his science team have been doing independent research for the government and have been observing Buddha Boy for 6 days.
Even there is from morning to evening, like this meditation, it's not normal.
Overnight, the temperature reaches a low of 3 degrees centigrade, the coldest night yet since our arrival. The investigators and security shiver under blankets, but Ram is wearing just a thin cloth.
What you should see in a cold evening is him physically shivering. So if he isn't shivering, he's managing to suppress the natural urge to maintain his body temperature at 36.8 degrees centigrade.
This is more evidence to suggest Ram is doing the yogic technique of intense tumo meditation, generating his own body heat and preventing the onset of hypothermia. At 6 in the morning, we rush into the enclosure. Someone claims there's a blue light coming from his head. We cannot see it. How is Ram surviving without moving? There are theories about surviving off the environment, but everything is just conjecture. Nothing is fact. Until now. A scientific breakthrough claiming evidence to suggest that extreme fasting may indeed be possible has just reached us from another part of the world. A doctor in Ahmedabad, India, has contacted us after witnessing the boy on television. He says that his team have made a discovery that could finally solve so many questions.
I was really fascinated to see the boy who is fasting for 6 to 8 months, and that is not at all really